yesterday evening that's arrived, so we can take a quick peek at that just to see if anything's changed.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as today, while I'm waiting on my screen to be shared, it looks like today we do have that autumn forecast date. Oh, sorry, I had to turn off my YouTube stream there. It was echoing. But yeah, as far as today goes, guys, we do have that autumn forecast statement for the British pound that is going to be released. It's actually released now. It was
released just now. Yeah,
6 minutes ago. I just realized that.
Don't even know what that is, to be dead honest. The autumn forecast statement. Yeah,
so it's on Forex Factory. Let's see here. I should be able to download it and go through it, and then tomorrow morning's show, which will be Thanksgiving, by the way, here in the U.S. I'll do like a half-page summary of it, okay. Right? I'll just take a little bit of a snippet.
Your screen's showing now.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll get just the highlights, the bullet points. It's probably 800-900 pages, just like the beige book we have here in the U.S. So I don't want to bore you guys with spending an hour and a half reading through that. So we'll just go through the highlights. That's the good thing about the power of AI, whether it's Chat GPT or DeepSeek, like I like to use, or obviously there's Grok on the X platform, which kind of helps to summarize those types of things. So, yeah, it's we'll get a quick summary of that, and then the last thing I just need to copy over is just calendar, so we can get a summary from yesterday and a preview of today. So get me just 1 second. This will be the last thing I gotta post or copy over, and then we'll be golden.
No worries. Maybe we could just share my screen quick because I'm interested in the trade on the Australian dollar, US dollar. So while you do that, then I just want to talk through that so that if the time comes, then you know what I'm talking about here. So what is your scores there on the AUD USD, by the way? Are they bearish, neutral?
AUD Aussie dollar, it's a bullish 6, +6.
Yeah, so I'm interested in taking a long position on the AUD USD. You'll probably remember, Tiger, last week I had a pitchfork sloping to the upside. Now, since this recent move down here, it sort of invalidated that. The median lines did not contain price really nicely, or at least what I would like to see from the pitchfork side of things. So what I did here was slope a pitchfork lower. Now, I've been using specifically these anchor points over here. So not these two over here, right? Reason being is why I'm interested in taking along as well, apart from price potentially hitting an area of support, these median lines of mine, or projected median lines that I do with these rays that I just, draw parallel to one of the lines. From a price structure perspective, we had a 3-wave drop, strong move up, and then a smaller 3-wave drop. And you'll probably hear me say this quite a lot. What is your most common corrective pattern? An ABC or a zigzag, right? Now, the brother or the ugly brother of that one, a bit more complex, is your double zigzag. So it's basically one zigzag conjoined by what we call a WX axis, followed by a secondary zigzag. All right, so what is also interesting here with this pitchfork setting, I'm using, this is on a 4-hour. We'll switch now to a, where's my delete button gone now? The stupid thing, there we go. The reason why I'm using this one, it's a modified pitchfork, is because price has been respecting these angles a little bit better than it has on the shift pitchfork. Another reason being is this recent low here from Friday, prior to this nice little jump to the upside, came in on the same angle as where price previously missed this lower median line. Like to the T. So this is sort of telling me that price on the way up, if it does continue higher, potentially keep on respecting these angular support and resistance lines, right? So, and then I use them obviously as areas to trade from, right? So with your bullish 6, I had an expectation that it would be bullish. It's been bullish for quite some time. But we did get that move lower. Now we're getting that bounce after 2-3 waves to the downside. So maybe this was it. At least, I would say maybe for a week or so until maybe price, breaks this previous high, then that would, or this lower high over here, and that would really increase my, I'm going to say, my confidence that this pattern potentially has indeed ended. So anything could happen from now. We could continue lower from here, but that's what I'm seeing. So I'll be interested in potentially going long if price reaches this line that I drew over here. The problem with this one is over here, if I, do the same like I did before, projected from that high over there, price is still a little bit far away from it. It's around about 0.6476-ish, right? Again, not a perfect science when you do this, not a great example as these previous lows over here. So price could be doing this as well, right? I could go and project it from these opening closing prices over there. So I'll have to be, I think, very proactive trying to get into a trade here and maybe expect that it won't beautifully tag that area if it does get there and bounce to the upside. So if I switch to just my execution platform and let me go back so we can talk about this properly. This recent drop here today, right, since early morning hours, if I go to a smaller time frame, I'm just using a 1 minute here, and I draw a pitchfork again, then you can see how beautifully price has also been tracing down this decline or containing price during this decline. So I would like for price to touch down at that lower median line, give us sort of a bounce back up and get into a trade, and then assume that maybe that downwards move has indeed ended. Maybe all of this is just corrective, right? So I'm looking at multiple time frames. The bigger time frames are always going to sort of, guide me as to what my expectations should be, and then a smaller time frame to, fine-tune execution, get into a trade. But I will also use a pitchfork in this case, sloping into the direction of what I believe in this case could also be on a smaller scale an A, a B, a C. You see, price is already trying to do its thing here. For me, we just had from this previous high, and forget now this high over here, this little high here around about 6:57, let's call 7 a.m. Eastern. We got a 1, a 2, a 3. What would be really cool here, also from a pattern perspective, is if we do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving us an ending diagonal type of structure. And what do we call ending diagonals? It's exactly that, an ending diagonal. It's typically where a move ends before it changes direction. So it might get there still. We're getting a bounce, so there is some buyers trying to buoy up this decline since early this morning. So that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to go through that since we were so close to hitting that area. But I'll be keeping an eye on that. I think this is probably the trade I want to get into today. Thus far, it's behaving the way I've expected it to behave. It's just now, obviously, got to hit my areas. But it won't always hit my areas either, you got to accept that as well. It could be that at this little wick over here, if we go to the closing price of that price has already hit it or something like that. I'm just trying to find a area where I believe this move could end, and that'd be ideal if we can get in today.
What was your price point on that possible buy again?
It's right above 0.6480. So
okay.
that will change as price obviously bounces around, because these angular lines sloping downwards as price continues. The price will get lower and lower.
And then
I can just go and update it like this, Also interesting here, if this in the bigger picture is an ABC in itself on a very small time frame, maybe an A, a B, a C, that's ended or might be close to ending, then typically your C wave will travel the same distance on the ABC, same distance as your A wave. This is why I've got that fib extension here. Right, so I don't really use it as targets. fib extensions or so forth, I just basically use it as a measuring tool to find the underlying symmetry that I know is very prevalent when it comes to zigzag patterns. And it's just tagged it, right? So it's actually fulfilled. That's, I would say it's a hard set rule, but at least a rule of thumb, where price touched down right at that 100%, which is the exact same range or measure moved from this initial decline. All right, so yeah, that's it. I thought I'll just cover that quickly. If I go and draw a ray here, that might have been the end of that move. You see even all of these lows over here on the same angle. Right, so it's not necessarily got to get there, but if we could start seeing a nice strong move up here, maybe then if we get a pullback, I'll get into that and assume that the low is in, and there's still a lot of space to the upside to at least target the nightly high, which is around about 0.6512, I believe. Yeah, there you go. Over to you. I just wanted to talk you guys through that, what I'm looking at, and hopefully we get into a trade for you guys here on the AUD USD.
I like that price point, I gotta say, because I've got an alert set just 5 pips lower than your point, so 0.6875, I think it was. And I could
is that the upper end 6.8?
Yes, 6.8. Let me go double check on that. So yeah, that's going to be 0.68. Where's my goodies at?
This is 648.
I'm sorry, 6475, not 68. 6475.
75, and the lower end
is going to be a 0.6463. So yeah, just kind of a narrow range.
Yeah, obviously on the higher time frame there as well, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Could potentially get there. Yeah, I mean, this was obviously a correction that we've seen into yesterday around about New York open time. Obviously, this is a Forex pair, and then we had this nice strong move up. So, yeah, I think it's incomplete. That's pretty much what I'm saying. I think we could hit new highs for today. That this decline is just corrective. So it would be nice if it actually pulls in today. That'll be honest, but I don't know if it's gonna be weak enough to do that. Switching back to the 1 minute here, we are sort of getting a very strong reaction to the upside here. Clearly have a break of structure now as well. Low lows, lower highs into an area. Well, can't really say an area today because price missed it. But there, change the character. This could be a good sign. So if we do get a little bit of a decline here, maybe that will be my cue to try and get long. Hopefully this doesn't lift off to the upside, because I'm not going to chase it. It needs to conform to my strategy, my risk tolerance, and all those sort of goodies. So I need to see a pullback.
The goodies.
Cool.
That's right.
Over to you.
Good stuff. Yeah. No, we were pretty close on that as far as price points. Yeah, I'll show you my Aussie dollar. Show you what I was thinking on it. But as soon as back end can move on over to my chart, and then I'll go through those other trades I'm in. I'm still in 2 trades. I'm still in that PG, that Procter and Gamble trade. Just as a side note, playing around in the stock market over there, and it's looking pretty good. I got to say, this is day 3.
I was watching the chat yesterday. We were talking about it with the in Max 7 Madness, I believe.
Yeah.
That's right. So good one. I think, wasn't it? Who got long there with you? Was it Tommy? Is it Tommy Boy?
They were. I think 2 of the guys were. Yeah. They were going long.
It might even have been Zandre that went long PG, because you talked about it, and then I think one of our viewers actually got long. So if you're in the chat, let us know who.
Oh yeah, okay.
Trade, and have you taken profit, or are you letting it ride?
Yeah. I mean, Procter & Gamble, just as a side note, and then we'll get back to the currencies here. But yeah, it's. I mean, it's got some pretty strong numbers, momentum, overextension. I mean, I've got an item, a new tool called the Stock Box, and it kind of helps piece together all the financial readings, the PE numbers, the revenue earnings.
That can be really useful, because that's another thing I hate about stocks. Trying to figure out all of that details.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, ratios and all that stuff.
Yeah, I gotta say this has got me excited again about the stock market. Just something to do whenever I don't have an immediate alert on the Forex market or gold or silver or something, right? It's just nice to add in other tools to your tool belt. So good stuff. But yeah, back in, if you can flip over, I'll show what I've got going on and some things that I'm keeping.
While they do that, Ukene, guys, thanks for joining. Nigel, Sympathy, Robert, and Saya. And Zandra.
Hey. Congrats, Sire, for winning your account yesterday, I believe it was. Or was that today's Wednesday? Yeah, yesterday. Congrats to you. Akene, an old name I haven't seen in a while. I remember Akene was on with the guys on the Futures stream kicking their butt. They had their little competition, their 1 hour competition here, a couple months ago or so. Akene was on there. I'm pretty sure it was Akene. Let me know in the chat there. But yeah, you guys kicked ass that day. That was quite fun to watch. But yeah, good stuff. So yeah, as always, just throw out some tickers if you guys have anything you'd like us to bump to the top of the list. I've got quite a few alerts set on quite a few different things. It's a pretty good week where I've got a lot of things moving. I've got items that are moving closer to the bullish, closer to the bearish bias. So I've got quite a few things to choose from. So yeah, just let us know. But I'll go through real quick Aussie dollar, just since you were talking about it, Richard. Just looking at this thing from a daily time frame, we were going into some lower lows and lower highs on a daily, but what we finally did was bounced into this daily 4 hour confluence demand zone over here. Just wicked in nicely here. If I go down to my 4 hour, you guys can see here. I know the colors kind of run together, but the wick goes down here, so it's hitting the 4 hour, which is the green, the daily demand zone as well, and then we kind of got that curl around and move up. It was nice to see on my RSI. Okay, if we look straight down here, we got a low point and we got a higher low point. Mm-hmm. My tool gets in the way there, but you guys can see when I pull away. I'm pointing to my screen like you guys can see it. Anyway, we get that divergence.
We'll leave it
yeah. I'll just draw it up here real quick. Oh, wrong screen. So yeah, down here on my RSI, which is what I'm trying to double click. This is what I was trying to do. So you guys can see where we started to curl around here. It's not a ton up, but it's up nevertheless. And I totally just drew that on the wrong one. Let's draw it on the right one, Tiger. I hit the wrong lows. This low and this low. Okay, you guys can see that that's turning the corner and obviously going up, right? Mm-hmm. So that happens as we're still getting lower lows from here to here.
Divergence.
So that's your divergence. Okay, seeing the RSI start to have higher lows before the price candles themselves are starting to form higher lows, right? So that's a really good divergence, especially on some of these higher time frames, for the possibility of a move to the upside after a downside move. So that's really one of the first things I like to see on a higher time frame whenever we're starting to, if I'm looking to try to buy this market, even though it's giving me downtrends, right? Lower lows, lower highs on a daily. So I just flipped that down from the daily, okay, down to the 4 hour to get that. So, but yeah, we hit there. We started curling around and bouncing up, and then had one more just big giant gasp to the downside on this candle here from yesterday morning, which I believe was when the U.S. data was coming out for the retail sales and the retail sales
session, wasn't it, yesterday?
Retail sales and the PPI. So you guys remember those numbers were negative for the U.S. dollar. So PPI, they missed expectations. The retail sales missed expectations. Mm-hmm. And that all occurred right here on this candle. So we can just kind of drill down a little deeper, 1 hour time frame. Okay. Again, this is where that data comes out. Weak for the dollar. So that means Aussie dollar, should start pushing up. And it did. So it pushed up nicely. And in the process of doing that, Richard, it broke a structure right here. And at this point, I can delete this line. That's irrelevant. But yeah, we broke this structure right here, and we had quite the efficient price structure throughout this whole entire 3-day trading range. So I don't see any reason for a bank to turn around and push price back down because they've already collected their unfilled orders down here in the demand zones. So if we got that efficiency, I just have to look for the first inefficiency from the origin of this move up. So that's going to occur right in here where that 4-hour demand zone is.
Yep.
And then from there, just go down to divide it by 4. Okay. Go from 4 down to 1 hour. And then I'll look and I'll find my gap here as well. So we got some gaps going on. We got a demand zone working. We got pretty good volume starting to spike in that area, at least for those 2 candles. To be honest, I would have liked to have seen the volume candles elevated for at least another 3rd or 4th candle, but we did get 2 candles out of it. So in other circumstances, that probably wouldn't be as attractive. But what I like about this setup is the fact that, yes, we broke that structure. And we're getting the benefit of the doubt that we've already started bouncing off the higher time frame demand zone confluence. So once we hit that higher time frame demand zone confluence and then turn around and go the other way, break a structure, then that gives me a chance to go down to some smaller time frames. So I've already identified this as another 4-hour, but now I can look at it in terms of
that was the one we were looking at, right? Or 4 hours.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 hour demand there, got a gap there. Okay. Can even go down to a 15-minute in that same area. Still getting gaps. So I like to see gaps on multiple time frames. It's not the biggest gap necessarily, but I mean, there it is right there. A gap is a gap. It's this tiny little thing hanging out. It's just showing that there's an inefficiency in the market. Banks like inefficiencies. They like to hunt those. They like to hunt the liquidity that's either in that area or on the other side, right? Well, I should say retail traders like to hunt mostly those gaps, but banks, when they're excited about a zone, they like to attack the zone because that's where the unfilled orders are. Remember, that's where the consolidation takes place. That's where buyers and sellers are temporarily agreeing or fighting or however you want to look at it. Price isn't moving anywhere. It's just going sideways for that short little bit of time. At some point, somebody wins, the buyers or the sellers, okay? In this case, the buyers clearly won out, and it was aided soon after by that negative U.S. data, which fueled the Aussie dollar.
And
so
we're getting
I like that
bounce to the upside here now, which is quite promising to on the longs. Just got to get into it.
So real simple for me. I mean, I got my alert set at the proximal line of the 4-hour zone itself, just to give me that little bit of a heads up. But ultimately, I'll be more interested in buying the 1-hour demand zone a little bit lower. We got a pretty good consolidation there. I mean, you guys can see there wasn't a ton of volume, a ton of trading activity that took place during these 3 candles right here. Okay, those 3 candles pretty low. And then all of a sudden, bam, took off. So, anyway. Oh, wait a second, guys. I lied to you. That wasn't the U.S. data. That was, let's see, 6 o'clock. What the hell was that data? 6 o'clock. Just getting my datas mixed up here. 6 o'clock. Yeah, so the Aussie. Yeah, Aussie. So, as just a reminder, Aussie had their inflation release yesterday. So they had a nice bullish release for the currency because they had a
NZD, though, wasn't it?
Well, there was NZD and there was also Aussie. So Aussie was the inflation numbers. I'll just go over here to my gold chart.
There we go. You're right. CPI year on year, 3.8%.
Yeah, here we go. So this is the results of yesterday's numbers plus what we have coming up today. So that was in the morning when we had the negative dollar data. They did have a good pending home sales data, but that's more of a middle impact type of an event, not necessarily red impact. But Aussie right here, they had their inflation numbers. They beat expectations by 0.2% to the upside. So that was good for the currency, but not so good for the Aussie's pocketbooks, right? Remember, it's always a double-edged sword in the trading markets. And then, and then obviously the New Zealand dollar, they did, as expected, drop their rates by 25 basis points. And I do believe I had a summary I created over here. I just wanted to see what this summary came out with. Activity, economic growth was weak in mid-2025. This is again for the Kiwi, but is now showing signs of picking up with indicators pointing to a return to modest GDP growth. Lower interest rates are beginning to encourage household spending. Okay, that's a pretty positive sentence. Economy has significant slack, evidenced by rising unemployment and underutilization. So that's a negative sentence. So we're getting negative, positive, negative so far. Okay. Potential output growth is estimated at 1.5%. Another negative sentence. Labor market, early signs of stabilizing are emerging. Hours work. Positive sentence. And then lastly, for the housing and finance, house prices have remained stable despite lower mortgage rates. Okay, stable. Stable is a positive word. We got to look for these keywords in all these statements, right? Positive keywords, negative keywords. So far, we're getting a little bit of both. Financial conditions have eased significantly with lower borrowing costs, reducing debt service pressures, and improving financial stability. Okay, another positive word. Large portion of mortgages are yet repriced at these lower rates, which will provide further stimulus. All right, so that's the basics of the state. I took 900 pages and put it against the paragraph.
The Australian dollar is jumping. Damn it.
Let's take a quick peek at it.
I think I'm on the right side of this thing. It's just I didn't get in. I wanted it lower. And then, sometimes you want to be too picky, and then this happens.
Yeah, it looks demoralizing on a 1 minute chart, doesn't it? Missing your
That's right.
Missing your entry. Yeah, I mean, well, so far, excuse me, it looks to me like it's bouncing off of this little bitty demand zone hiding in here currently. I mean, it's a green candle, but you have the gap above it.
Yeah, I've got to wait for a pullback.
Yeah, but I'm with you on that, though. I prefer to wait lower personally. I'm thinking
getting into this, if we just get a small minor pullback against this jump up now.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to really try to hold this overnight. I just want to get in a day trade.
Yeah, I get you. As far as how everything shook out after yesterday's releases, go pull up today's speed gauge, as you affectionately call it. I like that myself. Oh, yeah, right on. Graphic ready on it. Okay, perfect. So, ladies and gents, believe we do have our graphic ready. So we're going to announce the winner of yesterday's 5K Forex account.
All right.
So let me just get a little bit of a drum roll. I'm sure they're going to get the graphic ready any second now, and they can pop it on up when they get it. And the winner of that 5K Forex account is We'll get it in a second on the screen. The anticipation is killing me inside.
There
Victor
we go.
Duarte. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Mr. Victor
5K Forex Challenge account coming your way. Good job, guys. Easy as that, right? So we'll be giving out these until further notice, I believe. We'll probably have quite a lot of discounts running for Black Friday as well. We've already had discounts.
Yes.
But I think we're probably going to have some more as well. So if you didn't win one of these accounts, then keep an eye out for more Black Friday discounts as well. So there you go. Congrats, Victor.
Yeah, and guys and gals, a couple things on that. Yeah, like Richard said, we've got some Black Friday discounts running, the promos. So definitely go to the Discord channel, especially if you haven't already. Just go in there, accept an invite. olaprime.com is the website. There's a big Discord button at the very top right. Just click on that, click invite or click accept invite rather, and then you'll be entered into the Discord. And from there, there's a channel called #running offers, running-offers. And on there, you'll see all the various discount codes we have for that Black Friday sale that we got going on. I know there's discounts up to 50%. I believe the range is anywhere from 20 to 50%. It just depends on which specific futures or Forex account that you're after, direct, prime, pro, okay, all the various challenge phases that we have. But yeah, not exactly sure of the deadline on that, but I would say jump on it if you're thinking about it. I mean, you guys know how Black Friday is, especially if you're from here in the States. It's like a national holiday all on its own. We have Thanksgiving. We all get fat and happy. And
Don't
then we want to
Cyber Monday on the next Monday, isn't it, as well? Yeah. So
yeah. So that's the thing. Thursday's here, all right? It's always Thursday for Thanksgiving. And then you got the Black Friday shopping, so you can get out, run around and shop, wear off all the turkey and pie that you ate the day before. Then you party all weekend. And then on Monday, people have their hangovers, so they just want to sit on their computer and Cyber Monday shop. That's how it works.
That's exactly why they have it, right? So
I think that's why
lying in bed with a hangover, or you're just feeling too fat and angry with yourself that you let the fingers do all the work.
They played it pretty smart, but oh yeah, ladies, yes, yeah. And by the way, ladies and gents, we do have a flash offer. Take a look at the bottom of your screen. You've got 15 minutes. They have actually put up a 50% off for a 25K two-step challenge for Forex.
Yeah.
So this is another thing that they're flashing up now and then. And Richard and I, we don't even know when these are popping up, right?
Yeah.
So there's your coupon.
We just get told, and there you go, guys. 50% off. That's massive on a 25K Forex challenge account, I believe, right? Not futures.
Yeah, that's going to be a Forex 50% off. So yeah, and they do that by design as well. So yeah, definitely go jump on that. Got about 14 minutes. You've lost a minute. What are you doing? You got 14 minutes left.
Just quickly, can you just help out Cheeto there, 1027 in the chat? I cannot find the channel on the Discord. Firstly, Cheeto joined the Holoprime channel, but I think Tiger's got it pulled up there. Maybe he can show you quick.
Okay, so I'm sharing this. Yeah, so Cheeto, if you just simply go on here, this is olaprime.com. Okay. In the old days, we said www.olaprime.com, but I guess today we don't have to do that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So that's still where my head is. Hey, when I was in high school, which was 2000, that's when I graduated. That was like the first year we got internet in the schools. So yeah, back then we were saying http://www.olaprime.com. So that dates us a little bit, Richard. But anyway, I digress from that. Go to olaprime.com, and then down here you'll see a big button that says Join Discord. So if you just simply click on that, then it will pop on over here. Got Carl Anthony Towns chilling at the bottom saying, you better mash that button right there. Hit it, accept invite. And then from there, it's as simple as that. You're entered in there. I'm already in there, so it's going to probably...
Yeah, maybe I think Cheeto's also asking, maybe he's in Discord already. He just wants to find the actual channel he's got to go to.
I got you. Tell you what, find me on there as Coach Tiger, and I will get you the specific tag. Sometimes, I don't know if I could show that on here or not. Yeah, perhaps I can. Yeah, let me just share. If you guys don't mind, I'm just going to share the screen of the Discord. So, Cheeto, when you're on your Discord, or for anybody that's wondering this, if you go all the way to the top left, you'll see a little button here that says Channels and Roles. Just click that. And then right here, you'll see a button that says Browse Channels. Just click that. And then all of the channels that we have are listed here. If you can't see it, it's likely because there's not a check next to it. So, yeah, I mean, just for example.
That's just a good way to make sure you see all of them, right?
Right. And this is probably something we should get timestamped so that people know this. I don't know, but yeah, just over here, you just simply click or unclick the button for whatever, running offers, all the various channels we have. And that's all you have to do. It'll show up over here. Okay, so like right there is my running offers tab, as you guys can see. So if I just unclick it, you guys see it goes away. Click, unclick, right? So, and you don't have to save anything. You just simply click the button and you're good to go. So
awesome, Cheeto. He sees it now. Awesome. Good stuff. So yeah, guys, we probably have a few minutes left on that discount. Make sure that you go type in that coupon code there that's on screen.
Yeah, jump on that. Jump on it. Flash offer. So cool. And then the only other thing I was going to say outside of the winner, congrats, Victor, again, is Coach Adelina. She'll be coming up here in a couple hours or so, and she will be giving out a code as well. This will be a brand new code, and then we'll find the winner from those people that, again, go into that channel. What was that channel? I took my Discord away.
Trade Secrets.
Trade Secrets, yeah. And she will give you the password for today's drawing. And then the same thing. Tomorrow, the winner.
A free account, right? So that's not on the discount side of things. So you can actually.
Right. This is an actual free account. So that's something.
Just like Victor's one right now, this morning. He actually entered yesterday, and then we picked from yesterday's entries and announce it live the next following day. So she'll be doing that today, and just stay tuned and go check it out and enter into that draw as well.
Yeah. Good luck to you. We're back to the, as Richard used to say, passing them out like hotcakes phase.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, and just looking over here at the speed gauge, I don't think. Let's see here. Yen stayed the same. Euro, pound, they all stayed the same. The dollar dropped by 3%, so not like a huge change. Obviously, we had that negative U.S. data, but was balanced out slightly by that good housing number. So yeah, down from 67 to 64%. Again, as always, everybody, down here is the descriptor of what these percentages mean. Okay, it's just simply outperformance, underperformance. Swissy stayed the same. The Aussie is still number one at 100%. So it's looking good. Again, we had that positive, what was it, CPI data that came out last night for Australia. So that kept it at 100%. 100% win rate, as Coach Tony would say. And then the CAD and the New Zealand, they all stayed the same. So really the only change was just the dollar dropped just a tiny, tiny bit. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, Aussie dollar number one as far as strength, fundamental strength. And then, Canada dollar, I don't know why I keep saying Cassie, 71. And then New Zealand dollar third at 67. So those are your strongest currencies. And then, just a final point on that. The British pound is just still, it's just sick looking. 29%. Euro's not far behind. So those two currencies are just missing expectations left and right when it comes to these economic reports. So definitely want to sell the euro and the pound and buy the Aussie. That's exactly why, Richard, as I transition, I am into the Aussie yen trade.
Oh, nice.
So that is one trade I'm going to look at here in just a second. But real quick, just to look at the top setups. As you can see, Aussie yen is still at the very top. This one on the left is today's. I printed out right before the show at the outset. And this one over here is from yesterday. So basically, Aussie yen gathered 1 point of strength after all was said and done, from a 12 to a 13. So it's pretty strong. But look down at the bottom at the pound Aussie. Okay. Went from a minus 12, which is already very bearish, to a minus 16, which is very bearish-erish, however you want to say that.
Bearish-erish.
So, so we got some of the bearish items that got a little stronger on the bearish side. FTSE yesterday was a minus 7. Today's a minus 9. So that puts it in that very bearish camp. So that's really my two main things I want to try to sell today is the FTSE and then the pound Aussie dollar. And then, as far as the buys go, looks like some of these resorted a little closer to the middle. We had some 8s yesterday. Today they are down to some 7s. So it looks like some of these items got a little less bullish on the bullish bias items. But in contrast, those bearish items got a little stronger to the bearish side. So I might be looking to primarily try to short short sell.
Cool.
Because even though these are bullish signals, okay, I have to keep in mind, well, just yesterday they were a point higher. So they got a point weaker. Okay. Got a little weaker. But I like when that happens, because that typically means, okay, we can see a retracement to the downside, drop right into my demand zone, where I obviously take the opposite end of the
Exactly.
trade. So that's the one good thing about scores dropping in a bullish or even raising in a bearish, right? Tends to want to push prices into the zones I'm looking at. So the good stuff. As far as my trade, let me go over here to my Aussie yen.
While you do that, I just want to quickly read Johnny Boy's comment here.
Oh, yeah.
He's saying there, I should have waited to buy the 25K Forex with you guys, but instead I bought the 15K funded next account. Are you with funded next? No, not too bad. Have you passed next? So I think you only discovered us recently, right? So, but if I passed, definitely buying the 100K from you guys. Awesome. Good stuff. Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, well,
you were funded next, right? How's that account going? Because you're rather active in the chat, so you've been doing well, I hope.
Hey, there's no shame in having multiple accounts, guys.
Absolutely not.
I've got a top one trader account from before I started with Ola Prime. It's using Trade Locker as well. So the reality is, the only difference is obviously all the rules. But the rules are the rules. It's to meet regulatory standards, protections, all these various organizations. So I do like our rules, though. They're a hell of a lot simpler on compared to some of these. I can't tell you how many prop firms I've studied in the past. Richard, I spent over 2 years just looking through prop firms to figure out what the hell I needed to get. But the process has gotten a hell of a lot simpler, especially with our Discord that we have. Okay, people asking questions.
When I started trading with prop trade firms, and I won't call names, but it was in 2015, I think. It was sort of a very new thing, and obviously you were rather scared, trying to try this out, because it's like, you never know online you're going to get scammed or something. But it took me, I think, 2 goes and passed my first challenge. That was back in 2015. And so went pretty well, actually. Not with them anymore. Yeah. But so I wish it was more prevalent back in the days, to be honest. It's a really good thing. You just got to be careful of all the scamsters out there. But that's we thrive on our transparency, right? So we've also won the best award in the world for our transparency. So someone asked us yesterday if this is all legit. So I do understand it might sound all a little bit too good to be true, but you have to remember you first got to pass the challenge, right? So you're not just getting the right to trade with that buying power. You first got to prove yourself, unless you obviously go and get a direct account for that matter.
Yeah. And again, the Discord, the moderators over there are pretty awesome. They're pretty quick about answering all the various challenge questions, or questions about the rules, trading rules, lot sizes, things of that nature. So, good stuff. But
Sire, the AUD/USD is freaking shooting, and I've got the analysis right. It just left the trade, but the station without me. So we can see it over there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I think it's going to break the overnight high. I'm just waiting I have to wait for a little bit of a decline, but I might miss it. So the other thing is, if we're looking at the 4-hour time frame of the AUD/USD, and let's say that was a double zigzag completion. First zigzag, maybe, and another zigzag, maybe. Then jeepers, and this high from September is all the way up there. So still a lot of space to the upside. So just got to be very patient. I think if we can get a decline or a pullback, I'll be all over this. That's for sure.
Yeah. We got to follow the rules. Richard.
Victor's in the chat. Congrats, Victor.
Hey, there he is.
Hey,
Yep, I
man.
see him
Good
now.
stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, you bet. Good stuff. Yeah, look out for an email. And by the way, Discord also, just in case you guys need a second outlet, if you lose an email or can't find it or whatever. I mean, obviously check your spam folder just in case. You guys know how emails can be fickle at times. Yeah, you should get an email, but there's another way to get hooked up with that. Just simply go to claim giveaway channel on our Discord channel as well. So
Yep.
hashtag claim giveaway. So that's two different ways of doing it. But and then what else was I going to say here? Yeah. Just to finish up on that, Johnny boy. Hey, there's right now, as far as the 25K accounts we have, depending on which one you get. I know you said you just got one, but if you wanted to get another one, hey, we got 30 and 40% discounts on those ones specifically. So just wanted to plant the seed of thought in there for you. In case you want to double up on it like me. I got too many accounts, but it's fun to have. But yeah, I'll get back into these couple trades I'm in real quick, or actually the one trade rather. Let me double check. Okay.
Right.
So
Something
yeah,
you bought that trade already in AUD. Good job, man.
yeah.
Good
So
job.
Aussie yen. So yeah, just looking at this thing, 4-hour time frame, higher highs, higher lows. Same thing on daily. It's as clear as day. It's getting a little scrunchy of late, but looking at my zones, I actually looked at this on a smaller time frame. So I think it was was it a 30-minute? All right. Yeah, 30-minute. So here's my 30-minute demand. It's going to be this candle here. Just an awesome rejection wick at the bottom. That's about as strong bullish as it gets. Now, the only thing that I would be picky on is, it would have been nice to see the candle close at the top rather than just a little bit below. But hey, we're talking closed at 92, 93% of the range, right? So that's pretty good. And then you can just see it took off, waited for the retracement. Now, this again was during the U.S. data. That's where we started to get that little spike down into the zone. And then just like over here, we got a really strong wick into that demand zone. It sucked up the orders and just slammed back to the top. So we closed pretty high up on the range of this candle right here. And then the candle right after had a wick. It was a lot smaller, and I can't and this right here is a bullish signal, by the way, guys. When you have a candle, I don't know what you call it, shadow or whatever they call it. Okay, it closed inside of the range of this previous candle. That's another reversal type signal for all you candle, pattern people out there. I personally ain't really, because I just more so I care about the
candle pattern people.
I don't mean that way.
The CPPs.
Candle pattern traders. That's what I meant to say.
CPTs.
but yeah, it's nice. This is a nice little odds enhancer for me. It's not the end all be all, but it's nice to see. It's kind of like the Fibonacci retracements, right? I never make a buying or selling decision just because it hit the 50%, the 61%, the 38%. But if I just so happen to have a demand zone, if it just so happens to go through one of my supplier demand zones, it's just an extra odds enhancer. Okay. Put as many of those in my favor as possible to help me decide on that buy or sell. So yeah, this candle was swallowed up inside of this previous candle, and then we just bought the exit of that, or the break of the high, basically, is where I bought in. So, but yeah, so this trade comes out just to give you guys an understanding of trade management. Okay, as I created that trade, as I got into that trade, I obviously had a stop loss down here. Okay, somewhere in this area. We subsequently had Aussie's inflation numbers come out at 6:30 my time, 6:30 p.m. Okay, here in the States. So that would have been, let's see here, that would have been 6. This is going to be 18. Yeah, or 19. My math is horrible. 6 and 2 is 8. So I need to go to 18. Yeah, here we go. Somewhere in this area.
A little bit early for you today.
Yeah. In this area here. Okay, so this in this area is where we got the positive Aussie data that comes out, and it spiked it a little bit more of an incline than it was going. It was already going up pretty sharply. Okay, this is a 30-minute time frame. Little pullback and just continued. So basically, that Aussie dollar release benefited my trade, right? It should help to strengthen it further up because it was bullish for the Aussie. So, but yeah, basically, once we got to a 1-to-1, okay, I just simply take my tool here and I measure from where I entered the trade, measured down to where my stop loss was, which at the time I believe it was something like, oh dang it, like 40 pips. Something like that.
Yeah.
We'll just call it 40. We'll just call it 44 pips. Okay. After it got to 1-to-1, which was during that Aussie release of the inflation numbers. Okay. Once we got there, I went ahead and moved my stop loss up here to break even. Well, then we broke this structure over here to the left after. Okay. So we broke this structure. And when we did that, that's where I took my stop loss and moved it up. Oh, come here. Moved it up to where it's at currently. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just slowly manual trail stopping to lock in those profits, right? Number one, the first goal I have every single trade I get in is to, as quickly as I can, get that stop loss moved to a break even. Because then you've got a risk-free trade. If it goes against me and taps me out, big deal. I got a cup of coffee. I could take that $2 or $3, go to McDonald's, buy a breakfast burrito or something, right? It pays me. I'm not trying to get rich on that first movement. I'm just trying to take away the risk because our number one job in trading is capital conservation. Number one, it's not making money. Number one job is capital conservation. Eliminate your risk as soon as you can, right? Now, yes, there are times where, if I'm in this trade and I've moved it up to break even, there's times where it'll come down, once in a while. It could come right back in, stop me out for my $1 or $2 win, and then turn around and go in my favor, right? That's obviously a situation.
And it happens.
And it does happen. It happens sometimes. Mm-hmm. I will say, I thought it would happen a lot more, but after years of watching these things, it really isn't as often as I would have thought. Right. But yeah, it does happen. It happens from time to time. But the alternative is, guys, it goes right through the demand zone and my stop loss stop me out. Now, the reason I like to do that is because of mitigation, right? If price has already hit my demand zone and moved out, well, that demand zone is now dead to me. Okay, it's been mitigated. It's had all the unfilled orders messed with, sucked up, right, to fuel the orders to the upside. And all this is true in reverse if it's a supply zone. Same thing, same concept. But yeah, because I would never get into a trade if price came back to that demand zone a second time. Okay, unfilled orders are taken. So why would I be worried about, having price come down like this and then go up like that? Why would I be worried about it when most of the time when a zone gets used up, it's no good? It's probably going to just push right through it.
Yeah.
That's just the way I see it. You don't have to agree or disagree with me, but I'm just going by my almost 12 years of experience watching these zones and how they operate, how they react, and how they react when touched again, right? Because, some people will say that you're choking off your potential, but yeah, like you said, Richard, once in a while it'll come back, stop me out. But I still haven't lost anything. I just haven't gained anything. That's the only thing. Most of the time when my zones work out, it hits the zone like it did here and just flies up. There's no retracing, dancing around, any of that garbage, right? So anyway, yeah, I moved that there. And then, like I said, as you can see, I've got my new stop loss or my new take profit or stop loss rather up here. And then at the same time, as far as my take profit, okay, because I got to pay attention to my take profit. Okay, we're getting close to bouncing into this really wide 4-hour supply zone. When it comes to take profits, I usually go down a little bit deeper. So like a 1 hour. And here would be my overhead supply zone. Okay. So that's going to be my overhead supply zone. And okay. And as you can see, guys, I got my take profit chilling right there at the proximal line of it. Proximal line of the supply zone. So I just want to make sure that it's just a couple pips or so below that. Okay, like this. That way I'm getting taken out just ahead of it. Now I don't put that there to say I'm going to get out of the trade. But, if I step away from my computer or I'm busy watching another ticker or asset or something, if we just get a sudden spike, well, I'll just let it take me out, because oftentimes spikes get retraced sometimes, right? What goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. So I don't want to lose that profit if I'm off dilly-dally and messing around. Now, when I'm watching and managing the trade, though, this is where I just start, let's just say price comes up to this area. Okay. Price is in this area right here. Okay. Well, that's where I'd want to start bringing up my trailing stop and just starting to kind of choke it out just a little bit, right? I'd be putting it in here, this area. And at that point, guys, that's where I would take my take profit and just move it on up on the other side of the zone or whatever. But this way, I just want to make sure and choke it, because I'm forcing it. Okay, look, this is my line in the sand. I don't want to lose all this profit down here. Okay, so I'm going to choke you out, and you've got to just either blow through that supply zone, or you're going to take me out for a profit, right? That's just the way I do it. Okay, it's kind of a double-edged sword, obviously. Sometimes, just like I showed with the demand zone itself, sometimes it may come down, take me out for a profit, and then just keep going higher. It happens. There is no perfect way to get in and out of trades. There's just not.
We got a question for you here from Johnny Boy.
All a matter of risk tolerance.
Sorry.
What was that, Johnny? What do you think? 64.72 Aussie dollar.
AU, yeah.
Aussie dollar. Yeah, let's go do it. I just got an alert. Footsie. The footsie. We'll take a quick look at his 15-minute zone. 64.72 supply. 64. I think you mean demand. Yeah.
Demand zone, yeah.
Yeah, that's right where I've got my goodies there, Johnny. Aussie dollar. Yeah, 15-minute candle with 4-hour demand zone. Let's go. Like 5-minute 64.61. Yeah, I like it. Look, this is exactly where I got my zone drawn up. That white line right there, Johnny, that's 64.72 on a 1 hour. Okay, if I scroll out. I love it, man. You and I got to meet this, man. We picked the same area. No, I do though, Johnny. It's a great area, because just to recap that, yeah, we broke a structure over here after we hit a higher time frame demand. We had a big, ugly wick underneath this candle. That's bullish. That's as bullish as it gets. Since we broke the structure, that gives me confidence in that demand zone. 4-hour demand. Yeah, love it. Good stuff, man. Looking 64.91. 64.91. Yeah. I mean, there's a million and one ways to get into this thing, but yeah, and Richard's in here too, right? He's playing around in this area as well. So, yeah, me personally though, I'm just waiting on 64.75 with the intentions of getting in at 64.72 or that 1 hour.
We are getting a bit of a decline now, so maybe that can give us.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
To get into this, but you're looking further down. I mean, that would be great. I don't know if you just quickly share my screen back end. Just show you quickly where price found resistance. It's just so crazy how it respects these medium.
Yeah, I'll check my alert while you're doing that.
Back end, we can just share my screen.
Ooh! I don't know about that one.
All right, nothing's happening.
Oh, still on mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here we go, guys. Dollar Swiss hit my alert, but I don't think that one. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. I don't think that one's on my list anymore. But there's your footsie. Got an upside down head and shoulders action going on here. I believe we're sitting again
coming down hard on the AUD USD now. What's going on here?
Yeah, there's your 50% retracement. Okay, fib for the fib traders, right here, chilling right here with this supply zone. I don't know though. This big ugly wick underneath looks pretty strong. I don't know if I want to get out in front of that. Besides, there's supply zones closer to the origin of this down move up here. Yeah, that I personally am going to be more interested in. So yeah, gonna probably ignore that unless we get some type of a bearish engulfing candle. Okay, here's a 15-minute time frame. If I can get some type of bullet, a bearish engulfing candle, might have another look at the footsie. Definitely
zoomed in so much there now.
Definitely a confirmation entry on that one. Did you have your? Were you still trying to show your chart, Richard?
Yeah, I was actually. Guys, can you share my my backside, my screen, please?
We don't want to see your backside.
You don't have any pictures of that. That'll be quite a sight. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where they are right now, guys. Back in my screen, please.
Did they go to a pee break?
Yeah, must be.
Yeah. Well, until they get back. Yeah. Yeah, real quick, guys. On this pound Aussie I was looking at, which again is one of the stronger bearish items I'm looking at. So again, it's minus 16. Okay, this is the strongest one I got.
Now we on my screen.
Now we are. Okay.
There we go. All right. That must have been on a bit of a break. But anyway, that's like a strong bounce there. Where did it hit? That red warning line to the T and decline. Woo! So, yeah, not too sure what the hell's going on. Sharp up, sharp down. So, do I want to get into this? I think it's still worth trying to get into this. The only thing that I'm thinking with this behavior here is that what I thought might have been just an ABC turn into, what's my other one? Another ABC. And if that's the case, then it will probably get into that area that you've been looking for, which I kept on my chart over there. Look at that. Right?
Ooh.
So I'm still viewing this as corrective. That might have been it, guys, but geez, straight up, straight down. Quite often when I get into these trades, you know, I want to see some sort of a uniform pullback. Let's get my magnet mode off, something like this. And then get long. You know what I'm saying? So at the moment, V-shaped bottom, inverted V-shaped top. Straight down again. This behavior, yes, typical of an X wave of a double zigzag. But, don't want to predict things too much. It is what it is. Should I get in it? Should I not? So,
yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it too, but I'm right there close. I think I'm right. I think you and I have the same thought on that. Like, I want to get into that one, but it's because it did bounce perfectly into a 5-minute demand zone. Problem is, there's another demand zone just a little deeper, and I'm now on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, you see it right there, actually. Yeah, it did hit this demand. We are clearly getting a reaction from it. If I go down,
worth trying though, and if I'm wrong, actually, that's going to be even better because if we get into that lower area, creating another ABC, then I think that'll just be so much better.
Ooh. Are you getting it?
Just waiting for a little bit more of confirmation.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting spot.
I don't want to be trading right into this area, but if let's say price manages to make a high low here, and obviously that will only be confirmed if it takes out this recent little high there, then I'll move my stop to right below that low and then hope this will be impulsive back to the upside. If I get stopped, then I'll be willing to get in again at a lower area if we get another ABC to trace out. So let's see.
Yeah, it's right. It's right there for me as well. But I don't know.
I just don't like how sharp it reversed. They look beautifully touched that red warning line and down. Boom.
Nasty. Close, but no cigar. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait for the one below. I think that's what I'm personally gonna do.
I am in.
Yeah, so I also had, ladies and gents, I think I had another. Oh yeah, I did. I closed a nasty trade yesterday. Let me see here. Got so many charts over here. Closed positions. NAS 100. Yeah, that's right. I did. So if I switch, looks like we're back over here on my chart. So yeah, I can't do it. I'm on a different browser. Anyway, I'll just show you over here on my regular charts. NAS 100, I did get into that trade yesterday on all three of my accounts also. Let me go find it over here. Nasty. Right here. So I got into this trade. Shoot, I forgot which price point already. It looks like entry price 24,807. Okay. 24,807. 24,807. Yeah, right in this area. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was on a small time frame. I was on like a 5 minutes. 24,807. Okay, right here. Yeah. So on my other charts, which are on different browsers, I can't share the screens because of that. But yeah, I ended up getting in right here at the break, I believe it was, of this little horizontal line, and I pushed it up through. Now I had to keep in mind, guys, we were going into this supply zone, okay, this 4-hour supply zone. Now, like I showed earlier on another item, okay, the 1 hour supply was a lot higher up. So that's basically where I was looking at as a potential reversal. But I don't want to call this a scalp trade, but I guess you technically could, right? I ended up getting in on the break of this structure. Here's what I saw. And then, of course, this subsequently created a demand zone of its own. But what I saw was the fact that we had bounced into this area here. It looked a little better, I think, on a 15-minute time frame as far as looking like a demand zone. Is that right? Yeah, right here. Anyway, so here's the bullish signal I saw on this. Okay, we had to spike down, we had a spike up, we had a lot of volatility jumping in, a lot of volume, a lot of trading activity. Again, guys, this was shortly after the U.S. data. The U.S. data came out, the bearish U.S. data. So once it started contracting, it kind of formed, even on a 5 minute, 3 minute, formed like a little triangle or a little, what do you call it? Okay. Get this type of price action like this. All right. Low point, high point. Okay. It just started contracting. So I basically made a wager that it was going to push through. If it pushed through these tops, I liked it. This top right here. Okay. Because I started getting higher highs, or I'm sorry, I started getting higher lows basically. So I had kind of this resistance point. Sorry, I'm having problems with my words today. Had this resistance point up here, but yet I kept getting higher lows. Good God, Tiger. Higher lows.
Get some caffeine in you.
Oh, I got plenty of caffeine. I'm all twisted around because my monitors are, twisted around. So anyway, I'll get used to it. But yeah, I just took the risk that once we broke this top, it's just a real simple, breakout trade, basically is what it was. And the reason I felt good about it was because of these repetitive higher lows. It's contracting upwards, right? It's getting rejected from the bottom. So yeah, $334 on one of my accounts. I think like $70 on my newest account, but that's because I mistakenly got out of it at a 3-to-1. I was trying to push it up, but I'm still in it on one of my accounts, by the way. I do believe so. So yeah, that was the Nazi. I believe I'm out of it in all of my accounts. Yeah, I'm out of it in all my accounts. So yeah, $300, $400 between my couple accounts, my couple accounts that I was in. So
I'm just shaking my head on the side here because that trade just like doesn't look that great at the moment. But as I mentioned, small position. So I'm going to be taking another stab at this if we do get to my stop loss, which is just slightly below that previous swing low from where that move upwards occurred. So we shall see. Sorry, I just had to vent my frustration.
Yeah. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, as they say. Yeah, there's a see, this demand zone down further is the one I was looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that one too, which, again, you guys could even look at your fibs on these small time frames too. Some people do. I don't personally do it, but if that were the case, well, we're kind of down here at the kill zone, what they call the kill zone. This is something I like to use on the smaller time frames like this, the very tiny time frames. Not so much the 50 and the 38 and the 61. I usually like to go a little bit deeper. So yeah, this is something I'll have to talk about this sometime. I'll have to figure out how to explain it, but there's a fib trading strategy called the kill zone. It's the 71 to 88% retracement. So that's for another day. I'll mess around with that another time.
Wasn't that 86 point something funny?
What's that?
The kill zone ratio.
Yeah. I don't know. Somebody showed me this strategy a few years ago, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. There's a whole strategy around it, but
gotcha.
I just kind of pushed it off to the side because you guys know me. I'm supply and demand all the way. What do we got in the chat over here? Sympathy got out.
Good job. I got right in at the wrong spot there, but I'm going to be trying again.
Yep. Very smart.
We're getting another zigzag pattern to the downside. Well, we're on my chart there. So maybe that's my reasoning for thinking that the next move higher could have occurred. So nothing wrong with taking a trade from a technical rule-based perspective for me, at least. But it now just didn't work, right? So this very sharp spike that didn't take price to the beginning of this correction tells me I need to switch my bias to still being long, but maybe just assuming that we're going to do this now. Instead, make another ABC and then head higher. Maybe into that big purple zone here that Tiger marked off. Well, I marked off a little bit earlier. We got that nice demand zone, which could also, all line up nicely. But if this is the case, then I don't think this is going to happen within an hour. It's gonna take a while. And it definitely looks like I'm going to get stopped here, but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Thanks, Sympathy. I just realized that. So unemployment claims. He was just mentioning the jobs numbers that came out. Yeah. Unemployment claims. Okay, so we had a good number. So previous number was 222,000. They forecasted unemployment claims to go up by 4,000 to 226,000, but the actual number was 10,000 below that. So actual number was 216,000. So less unemployment claims. That means more people working than they suspected when they put together the forecast. So that's bearish. That's a good thing. Okay, unemployment claims. Obviously, we get this weekly data or data weekly. The core durable goods orders came out pretty good as well, and the durable goods. Durable goods. What's a durable good, everybody? Well, a durable good is a couch, a brand new couch, this brand new computer I just bought, okay, a car, a bicycle, right? Those are items that typically last you 3 or more years, right? That's a good sign of economic health because it shows, well, beyond the essentials, food, various things that we constantly use, food, toilet paper, shampoo, right? The necessities. Right. When they start seeing good numbers in these durable goods, again, items that aren't necessarily necessary. I don't have to have this computer, guys. I've got a 2-monitor computer already. So that's a durable good. When they start seeing people buying those durable goods, okay, that's a sign of good health, a sign of good economic health. So the previous number for that was it 0.5%? Well, as far as the core durable goods, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Previous was 0.3%. They forecasted it to go down, but the actual was 0.6%, which was higher. So they basically doubled up the previous report on the core durable goods. That's good. We doubled up our core durable goods spending month over month. So that's a good sign, right? Now, depending on the calendar you look at, right? Sometimes that'll be a red folder event. Sometimes that'll be an orange folder event. High impact, medium impact. Okay. Just so happens Forex Factory has it as a medium impact, but if you go look at some of the other economic calendars, it may have it as a high impact. So it just depends, but nevertheless, that's a good sign. And the fact that it was released with a good unemployment claims number as well. Yeah. US dollar, man, that's looking pretty good. I'm just looking at the
Tell me,
dollar.
what was your AUD NZD score? I always ask you, but has it changed after yesterday's data?
I'll see New Zealand. So it's down to neutral now, Richard. That one has went to neutral.
Because I'm still thinking we're busy here with that fourth wave decline after this hectic impulsive move upwards.
Yeah, right? It's a +4 though.
I'm still thinking we're dealing with a correction here, but look where price touched down.
Where'd it go? Ooh, look at that. It is a +4. I mean, I'm not opposed to buying at a +4. I mean, let me just go over there real quick.
It could be the end if this is an ABC with the next move gearing up to go higher. But
so we
have to chew on this one a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we did chew through the daily and 4-hour demand zones yesterday, last night, 6 o'clock. Dang, that is so weird too. But anyway, yeah, just to go back to the U.S. data that just come out. Just looking at the reaction on the dollar yen, which is my favorite pair to look at when it comes to report releases. I would say this is fairly muted. So these reports just came out right here at this big candle, right? That's a big candle. Now this is a 5-minute time frame, okay, just for perspective. But I mean, really, it hasn't moved that much. 33 pips sounds like a lot, but on the dollar yen, it's got an ATR, an average true range of 120 pips, 120. So that's really not that much. That's, I would say, just like a ho-hum reaction, right? It's really not that big a deal. As far as the dollar index, the Dixie goes, yeah, same thing. We're just looking at this let's just go to a 1 minute. Okay, again, right here's our 7:30 candle. That's when the report was released. So it's a positive number, and that's obviously why you got the dollar index going up. That's why you have dollar yen going up. Okay, it's going to look very similar to the Dixie itself. But yeah, the yen is basically the yen does whatever the hell the US dollar wants. I have noticed, like, you look at all the currencies that you compare with the dollar, the euro, the pound, the Swissy, right? Aussie, New Zealand, Canada. I've found that the yen itself, as the dollar goes, the yen follows, right? Or goes the opposite. So it's like the master, like the US dollar is the master of the yen, if that makes sense. I don't mean to say it like that, like better than them, but I'm just saying it tends to do whatever the hell the dollar wants. So So yeah, I would say that's fairly muted. I mean, if we would have gotten a big spike, let me just go back to a 5 minute. On this, if this report was really that big a deal, we'd have been seeing spikes clear out here, right? As far as that dollar info, but we didn't. We saw it break this little structure, which was nice to see, and it is a bullish signal. I do believe still. Is that okay? So it's down to neutral +3 as well. I don't think it really created or took away a play. It did create a nice demand zone, Johnny boy. Okay, look at this. Look this. We're looking at a 10-minute. Okay, look at that demand zone. Okay, we broke this structure here, this little double top, triple top on a smaller time frame. Okay, triple top. If you're looking at this thing on a 3-minute. Okay, collect liquidity, push through. That shows strength. Might even take a look at a possible intraday trade right here. So I'm going to put me an alert right here throughout the rest of the week and see if we, well, probably just today, but I'll just throw it out through Friday. And then just look for a simple retracement. Boom. Why the hell not? Just a short little intraday scalp action there.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad little play. The benefit of the doubt is the fact that it has already bounced off of the daily demand zone. Okay, you guys can see it wicked in right here. So it bounced into the daily demand and it's getting reaction. So that gives me confidence, or riding the coattails, if you will, of the big banks, the whales, the hedge funds, everybody that bought on that daily. Now it didn't hit my 4-hour, which is a little disappointing, but it did hit the daily. And as always, daily is stronger than 4-hour. 4 hours stronger than 1 hour. So yeah, I'd be happy with possibly taking a little stab if we can get a retracement right there. We'll
Nice.
see what happens. See what happens. But
Nice.
Richard, we got like 2.5 minutes, man. Do you have any other things you wanted to look at before?
Not really. I'm hanging on a thread with that AUD USD trade. That's fine. Maybe we can show my charts and go through that crude oil trade that I hit profits with yesterday. It's a really short day.
Yeah.
But still very messy, right? Managed to get this last little move to the downside, got out right towards the end, and boom, we're back again. So this was actually a picture perfect setup yesterday. Strong decline. That's after that news came out with the Ukraine Russia peace deal. Pulled back to the area I wanted to get short at, and boom, just targeted the lows of that initial drop, and now prices all the way back up again. So yeah, I'm thinking still we could get another leg lower. So maybe this will be something to look at maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the commodity side of things are probably going to quiet down with Thanksgiving tomorrow and all that. So we probably just have to look at the Forex space. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, well, I'll update everybody. Sorry, back end. I totally forgot to text you guys my position. So yeah, I'm still in the Aussie yen trade. I just didn't type it in. Cool. But yeah, it's looking good. I mean, it's unrealized. It's up $400 on one of my accounts, nice. And looking rather. And that's my tiny account, so that's actually a pretty good return. What's it at on my other account? Real quick.
Too shabby.
Yeah, on the other account. Am I even in it? Yeah. So okay, so I'm up $1,100 unrealized on my bigger account.
Nice.
So Aussie working nicely. I'll update you guys on that tomorrow. It is Thanksgiving tomorrow, but I'll still be on the stream tomorrow.
Guys. So just a quick note there: the futures guys won't be on tomorrow. We'll only be Forex Fire, and we'll also have Coach Adelina during those segments. So only those two segments tomorrow and Friday, I believe. So then we'll be all back to normal on Monday again. Right, from our side, guys, reach the end of the stream. To all of you, thanks for watching. Do stay tuned for the futures coaches. They're waiting in the back here, celebrating, taking a few last trades as they head into Thanksgiving. So from my side, adios. See you tomorrow. Cheers, Tiger.
All right. Adios. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Ola Prime. Trade with transparency.
trying to find it.
All right, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon to everyone, wherever you may be. Happy Wednesday, the 26th of November.
Yes.
Paul and Tony, good to see you, boys.
Same to you.
How are we doing today?
Good. Can't complain.
Right.
Another morning, another day, waking up to a decent up move, and a little bit more consolidation in the overnight. So what do you know? Just kind of reminds me of yesterday. So,
I would agree.
All right.
Well,
decent job report. Not bad. I didn't think it scared off anything. We'll get into all this.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm thinking, so naturally, just like yesterday morning, I was thinking before the opening bell, starting again, I'm feeling a little bullish here. Consolidation right around the 4,800, anywhere between 4,800. Oh my gosh, 6,700 or 6,790 to 6,800. If that couldn't have been more confusing, I don't know what could have been. I am also very tired, haven't had coffee. 6,790 to 6,800 is essentially where the consolidation has been overnight, close to or above the high of day from yesterday in the ES. So feeling pretty bullish today. Could we consolidate a little bit before making another up move? Sure. But yeah, I'm keeping an eye on 67.92 and 67.70, essentially those two areas. That was point of control yesterday that I have marked off for the ES as well as the previous day's high. So yeah, just gonna keep an eye on those two levels. Feeling bullish though. How about you guys? What are you thinking?
I'm in the same ballpark as you. Feeling bullish, feeling good. I mean, we could have been selling off for the last 3 days into the holiday. We're not. Again, a lot of the geopolitical headlines, a lot of the tech headlines are largely positive. So, we'll kind of see, barring anything that could change on a dime. But yeah, generally bullish going into the day. I'm at least for me, seemingly weekly highs in the precious metals, which is obviously something that we're always looking at nowadays, right? And then, NASDAQ